I've visited more than 50 countries, flown hundreds of times, both on short trips and long-haul flights, transcontinental journeys lasting 10, 12, even 15 hours. And there's nothing worse than getting off the plane feeling completely wrecked after such a flight. Instead of immediately enjoying and soaking up your trip, you end up spending a day or two just recovering from the flight. To help you avoid that, I'm going to share 20 tips on how to survive a flight. What to bring with you, how to behave, what to wear, and how to pass the time. This is my personal top list, based on my own experience. The first thing you need to take care of is a comfortable pillow. Don't use those tiny ones they give you on the plane. Bring your own pillow with you. You can take a regular one, or a neck pillow, the kind shaped like a donut, which you've probably seen many times. They're sold in lots of places at airports, and let you rest more or less comfortably. But from my own experience, I've found another pillow that's much more comfortable, and I've been using it lately. It looks a bit unusual, like this. It has straps so you can attach it to the airplane seat. You put it on, attach it to the seat so it doesn't move around, and there's a handy little string that keeps it in place. The brand is called Cabo. It's actually one of the leading brands. It's either American or Korean, and it costs a lot more than a regular neck pillow, but it's super comfortable. Don't buy pillows at the last minute at the airport. What they sell there will be several times more expensive, and you still won't find the comfortable one you need. Usually, they only have the most basic models there. And there are also so-called TRTL neck pillows, which look a bit like the neck braces you wear for fractures. People say they're comfortable too. I've tried them. Some people like them, but I didn't really care for them. Surprisingly, if you look at your neighbors, 70% don't use this life hack. But now you've been warned. Clothing. There are 2 rules. The first rule is, it shouldn't restrict your movement. That means your whole body should be able to breathe. Nothing should be tight. No elastic bands, nothing like that. The second rule is layering. On a plane, it can be cold or warm. They turn on the air conditioning and it gets cold, or suddenly it gets hot while parked somewhere. That's why you need layers, several of them. You should be able to take something off, ideally. Several things you can remove, and put something on when it gets cooler. And then, no matter what the temperature is in the cabin, you will always be comfortable. Of course, it's better not to use synthetic fabrics, but something more natural. Everything else is up to you. Shoes. There are no big secrets in shoes. The main thing is that it can be easily taken off and put on. This will help you both at security, because you often have to take these shoes off and put them back on, and on the plane. You must take off your shoes on the plane. Legs need to breathe. Legs need to rest. This will add 100 to your well-being during the flight. There is such a wonderful thing as compression socks or knee highs. For some reason, many people ignore it. In fact, they help restore blood circulation and prevent swelling. And I personally had an experience when I realized that yes, your legs do swell during flights. I was flying from Tokyo to Dubai. Before that, I had spent the whole day walking around the city, and about halfway through the flight, I needed to get up and go to the bathroom. My legs had swollen so much that I couldn't fit them into my shoes. I had to go to the bathroom barefoot. To avoid this problem, compression socks or compression knee highs are super useful. They really work. I've tested it myself. Recently, I flew from Istanbul to St. Petersburg. Next to me sat a young guy who kept trying to chat up and flirt with the girl sitting behind us. And for the entire flight, over 4 hours, a night flight, they just talked and talked and talked without any break. I wanted to get some sleep on that flight, but I couldn't. That's why earplugs are a must-have when flying. There are regular soft earplugs you can take with you. There are also special headphones that provide noise cancellation. They aren't expensive. There are different models ranging from 10 euros to 200 or 300. Besides that, it's hard to sleep if the lights are on. The flight attendants turn the cabin lights on and off at their own discretion. If you want to sleep, be sure to bring a sleep mask. Use them, and it will make your journey much more comfortable. Speaking of sleep, here's another life hack for you. When you lie down and cover yourself with a jacket, blanket, or anything else, unbuckle your seatbelt and then fasten it over your clothes, over the blanket, or over the cover. Why do you need to do this? When there's turbulence, the flight attendants walk through the cabin and check if everyone has their seatbelts fastened. If your seatbelt is under your clothes or under a blanket, they'll wake you up to check if it's actually fastened. To avoid being woken up, always fasten it over your clothes or blanket. This helps you sleep longer during the flight. If you want to sleep during the flight, the most comfortable spot is, of course, by the window, because there you can lean against the wall, not bother anyone, not fall onto your neighbor, and get some peaceful sleep. Another thing, if you often need to use the restroom and don't want to disturb your fellow passengers or neighbors, then choose an aisle seat. There's also a trick. If the plane is wide-bodied and has a middle row, it's better to pick an aisle seat in the middle row, because then you'll be bothered less by your neighbors. How do you choose a seat? How do you know if a seat is good or bad? There are services that let you find out in advance whether a seat on your flight is good or bad. For example, the website Seat Guru. You go there, enter your flight, and it shows you the plane, marking the best seats in green, regular seats in blue, seats with issues in yellow, and the most problematic seats in red. For example, a seat without a window even though it's by the wall, or a seat next to the bathrooms. There you'll constantly be bothered by noises, smells, and people waiting in line. A big problem on long-haul flights is jet lag, when you move from one time zone to another, but your body keeps living according to your old time zone. To avoid this, you need to prepare, preferably a few days in advance. Start gradually sleeping according to the time zone you're traveling to. Yes, shift your schedule. Start going to bed earlier or later depending on whether you're flying west or east. This way, your body gradually gets used to the new time zone. When you arrive at your destination, it will be much easier for you to adapt. If you arrive and need to sleep but don't feel sleepy, under no circumstances should you take sleeping pills. Sleeping pills have a negative effect on the body and can actually throw off your rhythm for several days. Instead, there is a wonderful remedy called Melaxen, which gently affects your body and helps you better adjust to changing time zones. So, say no to sleeping pills and yes to Melaxen. It is sold in pharmacies without a prescription. Take it about half an hour before you need to fall asleep, and you'll gradually start to feel sleepy. Not abruptly like with sleeping pills, but gently, 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 and you'll fall asleep naturally in your normal rhythm, but without any major problems. And when you wake up, you feel more refreshed than you would after taking sleeping pills. A very big problem during flights is dehydration. There's not much water, and the air is dry. The air coming from the airplane's air conditioners is extremely dry, so your body loses moisture quickly. You always need to have water with you. Of course, you can ask the flight attendants to bring you some water, but usually they bring it in these tiny cups, and that's not enough. Plus, it's kind of awkward to keep calling them over and over. Besides, there are a lot of low-cost airlines now where even a glass of water costs money. That's why you should always have a flask or a bottle of water with you. Don't buy bottled water in advance or before you get to the airport, because they'll take it away from you at security or ask you to drink it. So buy water only after security, or even better, bring an empty bottle, flask, or thermos, whatever works for you, and fill it up at the airport after you pass through security. Every airport has drinking water fountains. Use them, fill up your bottle. That way, you won't be left without much needed water during your flight. By the way, speaking of saving money, on a flight, you can get not only water for free, but also many other things. I'll make a separate video about that. As soon as it's out, I'll add a link to it in the description. On a plane, because of the dry air, not only do you get thirsty, but your whole body loses moisture. That's why it's important to hydrate your body, eyes, lips, and face. As for my eyes, I use eye drops. For lips, there are moisturizing lip balms, and there are moisturizing creams you can use on your face. You know your body best, and you know the tried and true products you use. Just don't forget to take them with you on the plane and always keep them handy, because every hour and a half, or 2 hours during the flight, you need to freshen up. When it comes to eye drops, be sure to consult your eye doctor, your ophthalmologist, before buying anything. It might seem like obvious advice, but for some reason, many people ignore it. Before your flight, eat foods that don't make you thirsty. No salty, spicy, or hot foods, because you'll already be lacking water on the plane, and eating those will just make your body crave even more. So pay close attention to your diet for about a day before you get on the plane. Always bring a snack with you when you fly. You never know what kind of food you'll be served on the plane. If you fly with Middle Eastern, Arab, or Turkish airlines, the food is usually very spicy and salty. After a meal like that, you'll simply be thirsty. Chinese airlines often serve food that's basically inedible. You look at it and can't even tell what it is, where it came from, or what it's made of. It's impossible to eat. And if you don't have anything of your own with you, you'll end up going hungry. Honestly, it's just a nightmare. It's like someone already digested it and then dumped it onto your tray. Seriously, you just can't eat it. Dried fruits, nuts, and some kind of energy bars work really well. Take what you like, Take what your body can handle, and don't let yourself go hungry. If you're flying with low-cost airlines, they don't serve food there. You can buy something there, but it'll cost you 3 or 4 times more than even at the airport, let alone at the supermarket near your home. Most airlines on long-haul flights offer the option to order a special meal. Not the standard meal they give to all passengers, but something special prepared just for you. Diabetic meals, vegetarian, kosher, gluten-free, vegan, whatever you need. Sometimes there are up to 10 options available. Order in advance when you check in for your flight, or sometimes after you buy your ticket. This option is available. What are the advantages? Well, first of all, you get to try something different. Secondly, it might actually match your preferences. If you're a vegetarian and you suffer when they bring you fish or meat. Plus, usually, this special meal will be brought to you before everyone else, and it will be hot. On a plane, even going to the bathroom the right way matters. There are 2 periods when the bathrooms are the busiest. The first is right after the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. So, we've taken off, climbed for a while, and then the fasten seatbelt sign goes off. What happens next? The whole plane gets up and long lines form for the bathroom. It's better not to go at the same time as everyone else. You'll end up waiting for half an hour, standing around, looming over other passengers. It's inconvenient and uncomfortable. The second time the bathrooms get crowded is after everyone has eaten, nature calls, and once again long lines form for the airplane bathroom. So plan your bathroom trips outside of these 2 periods. And when they just started serving food, that's actually a great time to go to the bathroom. You should definitely bring a basic set of medications with you on the plane, and it should be within easy reach, not in your checked luggage in the cargo hold, and preferably not in your carry-on that's stowed somewhere overhead and hard to get to. Keep it handy, like in a small purse, makeup bag, or toiletry kit, so that if you start feeling unwell, you can quickly grab a pill and take it. What do I take with me? Definitely something for your stomach. Unfamiliar food, a change in routine, your stomach might start acting up. That's really unpleasant on a plane. Always bring some kind of painkiller. You might get a headache or something else might happen, so it's really useful to have painkillers with you. If you have allergies, definitely bring antihistamines, because you never know what was in that plane before you, who sat there, how much dust or other allergens are around. An unfamiliar environment can trigger a reaction, so if you're prone to allergies, definitely take something with you. A lot of people get motion sickness on planes. Take care of it in advance. There are pills, Dramamine is popular, and there are plenty of other motion sickness medications. If you suffer from this, or if you're not sure whether you do or not, just in case, buy it in advance and take it with you. It could really save your well-being during the flight. When it comes to any pills or medications, always consult your doctor about what you should or shouldn't take, and what suits you or doesn't. It's often boring on the plane. You're flying in a confined space. There's nothing to do, and you want some entertainment. On long flights, many airlines have their own entertainment systems, games, movies, TV shows. All of them have it, and sometimes it's not very good. And if you fly often, it can happen that you've already watched everything interesting in that onboard system. For example, I often fly with Turkish Airlines. When I get on the plane, I look at that little screen, tap on the news section to see what's new, what's appeared in the month since I last flew with them. I can't always find something interesting for myself. So my advice is download things in advance. Download whatever interests you onto your laptop, tablet, or even your phone. Download a new movie, a few episodes of a TV series, or finally, some books for your e-reader. This will help you spend your time on the plane usefully and make it less boring. And it's very important not just to entertain yourself, but to do it in a way that's actually beneficial. If you're flying somewhere, to a new place, then download something about that place in advance. Download movies, documentaries, or some articles and books about where you're going. This will help you learn more, make your trip more interesting, and immerse yourself in the atmosphere of your destination. And if you bought an itinerary from me, from my company, then this is the best time to carefully study that itinerary and understand what you're about to experience on your trip. And if you didn't know that I create ready-made travel itineraries and can also make a custom route just for you, I'll leave a link to my website below this video. Check it out, take a look, choose the routes you like, the places you want to visit. You know what's the most annoying thing about flying? It's when you've loaded up a truly impressive ton of interesting content, you're all completely set to watch it, but your phone suddenly dies and your essential charger is unfortunately in your checked luggage. Don't ever forget to bring your chargers and power banks with you. Always keep them close at hand. Yes, a lot of planes have USB ports where you can plug in and charge your phone, but in my personal experience, those ports don't work half the time. It's like they're just there for show. You plug in, but your phone doesn't charge. So make sure to charge your power bank at home ahead of time. Bring it with you. Take your phone cable, and during the flight, if needed, you'll be able to restore your phone's battery life. And one last tip, it might sound a bit paranoid, but unfortunately, it's based on real experience. Keep an eye on your valuables. You might think that thieves, pickpockets, and other unsavory people don't fly on planes, but that's not true. There's actually a special group of thieves who specifically operate during flights. Take a look. There are plenty of videos online showing how these thieves get caught, how they pretend to grab their own backpack from the overhead bin, but in reality, they snatch someone else's while the person is sleeping or turned away. Quickly rummage through it and take all the valuables. That's why you should always keep any cash you're carrying on you, whether in your pockets, a waist bag, or anywhere else. Just make sure it's with you. It's also best not to put your documents on top in your carry-on luggage, but to keep them on you as well. In other words, keep that minimum set of valuables without which you wouldn't be able to get by during your trip. Yes, you arrive somewhere, your bag gets stolen, you have no passport, no money. What are you going to do? All of this will certainly help you stay in good spirits and feel absolutely great throughout your entire flight. If you have your own clever tricks and helpful life hacks, please do share your valuable experience with us. I'm really interested. Write in the comments, what do you use? And of course, enjoy every moment of your journey and your life.